Hello, everybody. How are you? Sorry for keeping you. Well, no, actually, I'm on time today. What am I talking about? I am 1 minute late. That's it. What's up, guys? Hey, 2 dog night. What about 3 dog night? That used to be one of my dad's, yeah, one of my dad's favorite bands, 3 dog night. So is that a reference to that, or is that just something else? Hey, Karen, Bronzy Bobby, Kelly, Ashley. I know, Ashley. We I've been slacking on a lot. I'm gonna try not to have suckers today, so we will see. Haven't had any yet. Hey Judy, hey Purple Butterfly, Christos, Gentry. Okay, so hey, easy money in the house. I saw that on the calendar. I was like, "Wow, I didn't even know there was a like an International Women's Day," but I saw that because I've been looking at my calendar to get like days of I don't know, but yeah, I saw it on my calendar. That's crazy. Um okay, so I know I said I was going to do this in a pre-recorded. I am going to maybe still do a pre-recorded, but I just wanted to get this out. Oh, thanks, C Brown. I wanted to get this out because there's just been a lot of talk and a lot of I feel like misinformation, and then I was so frustrated because that last live, which I cut out the part that I misspoke. When did the quick explanation of the pings, I missaid something. So I cut that out. So I wanted to kind of clear that up. Hey Holly. Hey Fishhead. Yeah. I've been to a lot of fish shows. I probably maybe ran into you. How old are you? No, that's too much information. Sorry. Gilly, you still don't like Metallica. Okay. Oh, yeah. Do you like the background? I'm just chilling out by the lake, guys. Hey, Heavenly Clouds 48. Yeah, maybe I have. When did you start listening to Fish or following them? I'm sure you've probably seen some shows. What years were you? Hi, Wolfie. I haven't in a while, but I did. I used to go to a lot. I haven't in probably the last 10 years or whatever, but I used to like all through my 20s, teenage 20s, and then even early 30s. But then I like didn't 95. Okay. I recently watched one of your videos, Ever. I was telling my hubby how your confidence has grown and how your videos look more professional. Oh, thanks, Judy. Red Lake One. Okay. Been to over. Maybe I have seen you at some. I ran into you at some. I used to have dreadlocks probably at the majority of the time when I was going to the shows. Okay, so let's get into this, guys. So I think I'm going to start out by reading kind of an article about the pings, just like a couple things about the pings, because I explained it in the last slide, but I had to cut it out because I misspoke something. So let's just kind of go over that first. The chair is not comfy at all, Wolfie. I hate it. I thought this is like I watched this video about this chair. It's the Downix or whatever. I watched the video and I was like, this is gonna be like the Cadillac of chairs. That's what I thought in my head, just because of the commercial for the chair and stuff. I'm like, it's gonna be the Cadillac of the chair. It's gonna be, like just so comfortable, luxury, just nice. And I got it, and I am disappointed. It makes noise. It's not comfortable. The recliner's not comfortable. So no, it's not at all. Listen, I can't even move without it. Like when I'm making my pre-recorded, I have to make sure I sit so still when I'm doing voiceovers because I don't want to have to cut out every time I move. But anyway, it's not though. It looks like it, but it's not. I know. That's why I thought. Okay, so yay, Soul made it. I'm glad too. I plead the fifth. GG in the house. Robert. I was just that's funny. I was just looking through my pictures to see because a lot of times I bring up people like I want to see pictures of it. But all the ones that I have, you could barely even see my dreads, I feel like. I'll show them sometime, but I was going through them last night and I'm like, man, for some reason since I have like such dark hair and it's just like they don't a lot of the ones where I do have them, it's like you can't see them that well. And I usually like pulled them back a lot because when they got really long, I like would pull them back so like they were behind my head. I don't know. They're hard to see, but I'll show you sometime. they're not as clear. Maybe because back then the cameras weren't as the high resolution. Like nowadays, they probably would be like perfect. You probably be able to find it, but um, secret lab. Oh, okay. Let me put this up on so in case if I want to look that up, I have a reference. Secret lab chair. Okay, thank you. I'm definitely looking for one. Okay, so first of all, let's start off. Oh, you have, but yeah, they're on my Facebook. But what I'm saying is, they're not. You can't really see them that well. So I do have a few. Okay, so let's. Wow, we have a lot. My last shows are. Wow, we have a lot of some of the last with Jerry. Nice, Robert. Wow. Wolfie, stop. No. Hey, tickety boo. Okay. So first of all, let's first go over what the pings that we're talking about here, which that's how I started it last time trying to explain it. Oh, thanks, Dan Cove. Thank you so much. Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Seriously. What is that picture of? I can't tell what's on the bottom half. It looks like you're like, oh wait, you're on like a boat or something, huh? Okay, so first of all, what we're looking at is pings, not like pings like okay. Actually, let me read a part of this article and it kind of explains a little bit about pings. And then we'll just kind of then I'll explain a little bit more of what I read about pings, of what we're looking at with what the data we have. Because all we have is NK's phone bill, which shows when she made calls where she was. It didn't just ping her, it didn't locate her every shower she passed. That's not what we have. I hope they do have that. I hope law enforcement did get that, but that's not what we have. We have the phone bill, and it basically just shows every time somebody called her or she called somebody, it would show what tower it connected to when she was making a call or somebody was calling her. Okay. So it's not just like it was not just tracing her from everywhere she was going. It wasn't just pinging, which those pings do exist. And we're going to read about them a little bit. Those do exist where as you're like moving, it'll connect. It says like it'll usually try to connect a couple times in the day, but if unless you're moving to a tower because it wants to know, you know, it sends the information to know where it needs to connect if you do use it. You know what I'm saying? So it'll connect to it. So let's say she's driving on the highway, it'll connect to the towers, but we don't have that information. We have the phones, okay? And I watched some more of this in the NK interview, and I forgot that it does say, like I said, Kevin Kovac says, we want to know where you were that day. Remember, I said there's no way that they're not gonna check that ping and make sure her GPS puts her where it puts her and that she wasn't at work. She goes on to say that she showed Mark her time card. That Monday, she showed Mark her time card. She clocked out at 3. Yeah, she doesn't say what time she clocked in, but you better believe Mark checked what time she was in that day. Are you kidding me? So he saw her. The law enforcement saw her time card that day, and we're gonna hear that in the interview that me and Bella are analyzing the video interview when we haven't got to that part. So you better believe they saw her time card that day. She says she clocked out at 3. I'm sure they know what time she clocked in. They talked to her supervisor, I'm sure, because they said, she had to show him. And he even said, Kevin's like, you understand, we want to make sure that you're not anywhere near the crime when it happened. Like we need to check that. So we need your phone records. And she gives them the phone records. I mean, she gives them the phone. Yeah, we don't have a lot of the text, whether it's because they didn't release them or they can't get them, whatever the reason is. But I'm sure they have the GPS pings, right? So he even says, we want to make sure that you were not there and where you were at the time. And he says it all in that interview. So they're checking it. They checked it all, in my opinion. There's no way they wouldn't have checked. But health, okay. So thank you, sweet serendipity. Sorry, I saw you. Thank you for joining. And Aaron Brookshire, thank you guys. Members are huge. I really appreciate it. Members are such a big help for the channel. So thank you so much. Okay, so have you ever done your art today? Have you done your art today? Have I done my art today? What do you mean, Two Dog Night? Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so Now you got me curious what that means. Have you done your art today? All right, let's read this little article. Thanks, Tickety Boo. Um, and then we'll go through the records. So you guys understand though what we have. We just have her phone records that just shows where she was when she made the call. We don't have the pings that's tracking her everywhere she went. We don't. I'm hoping law enforcement does and they look through it. Um, Thanks, Lisa. Wow, you guys are like making me feel all good with all these compliments, but thank you. Have I done my artwork? My background? Okay. So let's just read. I'm only going to read a couple of the paragraphs on this phone ping because it's only a couple of them kind of pertains to some information we want to know from what we're going to go over. Okay. Well, actually, first I should show you what we have. So when you're seeing these pings, you see that we have, I'm just going to hurry up and show you a quick little thing of the phone bill just to show you. And then when we read the ping article, you'll see what we have is totally different than the actual pinging. Well, let me just go up from the beginning. Okay. Ooh. And you guys, well, no, we'll get to it. Hold on one second. Okay. So this is what we have. This is the kind of thing that we have. So we have her phone bill, and you see every time she makes a call, it says where it originated. That's what we have. It's just her phone bill, and it shows where the phone connected when she made a call. This is all of it. I just highlighted the mornings. There's a reason I highlighted this stuff, and we're gonna go through all of it. But that's what we have. We don't have the GPS pings as far as like every ping. We just have when she made the call or somebody called her, we know where she was at. But otherwise, we have no idea. If she didn't make a call in the morning, we don't know where she was. At least what we have. Okay. So that's what we have. Um, oh shoot, hold on. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, hold on, guys. Let me get my thing back up. Okay, so let's just read this little article real quick to kind of start us off, and then we'll okay. Kind of about ping. So cell phone pinging cell towers, how often and when? Here's how often a cell phone pings the cell towers. The number of pings primarily depends on phone usage. Um, a phone will ping when it gets close to a newer tower or a new tower, when you change the connection status, and when it needs to establish a connection, such as a phone call. Okay. And that's what we have. We have the phone call pings. If left completely passive and stationary, most phones send a handful of pings each day. If you want to learn about cell phone pings, cell towers, then you're in the right place. Okay. So when does a cell phone ping a cell tower? If nothing else is happening, a phone will usually ping a tower a few times a day. That said, there is no official convention for this, and every carrier makes its own rules. It's also worth noting that most phones ping a lot more than a few times a day, but that's because the things you do can initiate a ping. When the phone sits still in a room all day unused, it doesn't need very many pings. Every time you enter the range of a new tower, your phone is going to send out a ping. Okay, it does, but we don't have that information with NCAT. We only remember what we have is her phone bill that's just showing when she makes a call or somebody calls her. We don't have these ones that are just pinging to the towers. This is super important so the network can keep track of where the phone is. If this tracking fails, then the carrier network won't be able to find the phone to send text, calls, or data. The phone basically doesn't work if it doesn't ping every time it gets in range of a new tower. But how does the phone know that it needs to send this ping? Cell phones and towers communicate with each other through something known as passive signal. This is a very low powered signal that is not intended to convey anything specific about or from the phone user. Instead, it's just there so the phone and network can keep in touch with each other. So the passive signal is consistent, so it does not constitute a specific ping, but the signal carries a very small amount of information. Within the information is a designation to the nearest tower. If the designation changes, the phone notices and it sends out a ping to update its location and ensure the best possible communication with the overall network. Then they're saying a force ping is where you could call and that the carrier could have a force ping. I don't think, yeah, you know what? I guess that didn't really give us too much information, but just to remember, we just have when the pings where when she makes a phone call or somebody calls her. That's all we have. But actually, I want to see something. There's another article about pings I just want to show you. Well, you know what? We'll go over that after. Let's get into the other stuff first. Okay. So I made this this graph thing I made today to kind of help visualize stuff. Hold on one second. Let me bring it up. Download. Okay. Okay. So first of all, let me just show you the 3 routes, and then I'll show you this graph I made with the towers. Now, I don't know what towers were there in 2018. These are just the towers there now, so I'm hoping they're pretty much the same. I'm trying to figure out a way I could make sure which ones for sure was there. There's a lot of private towers, and there's one specific to like we know her carrier was Verizon, right? Um, so okay. So this is the route she would take. There's 3 routes, okay, that you could take usually. This is her apartment. Actually, let me see if you could see it bigger. There we go. Okay, so this is where she lived at the time, and this is her, Anadarko, right? So, this is I-25 where I'm guessing she was going the morning of the murders. I'm guessing she took I-25 to work, which you see is actually the shortest. At the time period I looked it up, it was actually the shortest one. Shortest way. So you see she goes right through Frederick, and you'll see the towers in Frederick. When I show you the tower things, there's 2 of them right here. So Watt's house is about right here, estimation. So she goes 25 to work. She would go right through Frederick. She could definitely ping on a Frederick tower if she makes a phone call as she's passing right around here. There's 2 towers, which I'll show you in a minute. Okay. And then, so the other routes is this route here. I have them all separate. This route, which she does, it looks like she probably goes home a lot this route because of the pings. And so this route, so you could see this route. One of the benefits is this route is she gets on the highway quicker. She's not on this little what road is this? Whatever road this is, she gets on 25 quicker. Here she would have to take it'd be a little bit longer to get to a highway. So here she's on 85. This is another route right to Platteville. Or she could do this cut through, which she could go up 25, cut through here to work, right? So there's 3 different ways she could take. Now, if she did this cut through, she would ping in Frederick too. If she made a phone call around this area. Remember, these are phone calls. That means either somebody called her or she called somebody when she was in the area of where it would hit the Frederick Tower, which would be like around here. So that means she picked up the phone and called a gym around this area that day. She pinged in Frederick that morning. And so it's both 2 ways she could ping right in Frederick on her way to work. This way, even possibly she could if one of these towers that were closer were busy. And that's the article I wanted to show you. I'll show you later, where it says most of the time it will pick up the closest tower, but sometimes depending on different circumstances like busyness, if the tower's too busy or there's something in the way or weather or certain things that could actually make it go to a tower that's actually not the closest. But most times it does go to the closest one, but not all the time. There's things that happen. Maybe it was busy, you never know. But I think the most easy explanation is she was just going this way to work. I think she was probably more like going, I always picture her just going this way, but I guess she could have did the cut through either way. This way usually has the fastest, probably because you could go fastest. The I-25, like this one usually is, when I look it up, it's usually the fastest route. So, okay. So that's not that weird, right? Perfectly fine explanation. Now let me show you where the towers are. But Frederick is right. She's going right through Frederick, where it would ping. And one person one time said, "Well, Frederick is over here," but you guys realize that just where the and I know most of you guys probably do realize that, but this person didn't. And she's like, "Oh my God, you're right, Tiff. I didn't even realize that." I mean, you guys realize this usually in the middle. Like, it doesn't mean that Frederick is only where the word is, right? I mean, it like surrounds it, right? I just want to make sure. So Longmont's like, we have Longmont towers all the way over here, which I want to show you why that's important, because I think the phone records actually show a couple times that she took this route on the way to work, because everybody are like, when I bring this up, that, oh, she just pinged to Frederick, people will say, well, why would she always take the other route and only take that route that morning? Well, how do we know she only took that route in the morning? We don't. All we see is maybe a couple times that it does look like she took this route and a couple times that she took this route. The other days we don't know, but there are a couple times where it does show that she took this route, and only a couple that we could prove that she takes this route to work, right? On the way home from work, it does seem like she does go this way more. But think about it. On the way home, work traffic's different. It doesn't mean because on the way home she takes one route a lot, doesn't mean on the way there she takes the same one. But I'll show you a couple mornings where it does look like she is taking this, and a couple mornings where it does look like when she's taken this route, she she goes to work a little bit early, and then it's Mondays. There's two different Mondays where it looks so. Maybe Monday she like on Mondays is more common that she takes this route for some reason. I don't know why, because I'm pretty sure there's two other times where she's pinging in Longmont on her way to work, which for that to have happened, she had to have been taking this route. And you'll see Longmont towers are like right next to 25. So and those are on Mondays, I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering right. Besides the point, it doesn't matter if they're Mondays or not, but I know at least one of them is a Monday. Um, and then I think there's a couple days that it looks like she takes this in the morning. The other days, we have no clue. Nobody could prove that. So for anybody saying they could prove every day from the phone records, they're lying because that's not, you can't, you can only show a little bit, a couple days for sure. Because she doesn't even make phone calls every day in the morning. So some days we have no idea even because there's no phone calls. Okay, so that's that. Those are the three routes. Do you guys kind of see though how if she took these two routes that she could definitely ping in Frederick on her way to work? Actually, let me show you the towers. Okay, so I took. Hold on. Okay, I spent a lot of time putting this graph together, guys. Okay. I know it looks kind of crazy, but it took me forever. I added all these areas. I had to go back. I had to overlay the tower map onto the other map. And then I had to go and write out go check what each of these towers were and write it out and put arrows. So I really wanted to show you. And it looks crazy, I know, but at least it's a reference we could go back to when we're trying to look. Okay. This is the best I could do to get the clearest I could do to do it, guys. So hopefully you can follow. So this is the route, the I-25, where she would be going right through Frederick. This is that cut through route. The blue is, and then the green is the 85 route that everybody says she took that every day. No, this is the route that it would have been harder to ping in Frederick, but not impossible because look where Frederick Towers are. Not impossible. There's a possibility she could have been here or, and like, this one's busy. Maybe I hit this one or here. There is still a possibility, but I think it makes more sense. She was probably just taking this route, right? Okay. So you got the two Frederick towers. You have all these Longmont towers, which is very important. See how this Longmont tower is way over the Longmont right here, but it's way over on the other side of I-25. Oh, thanks, sweet serendipity. Watts house is, I showed you, Watts house is about estimation. I could just put it in there, but I'm just estimating it's about right here, I think, if I'm remembering right. It's like either right here or right here. It's like not too far off the highway, Watts house. And it just kind of comes to the left, like right here, or something, or right here. I don't know. We'll look it up in a minute. Um, but yeah, it's definitely would be on the way to her work too. I mean, she would have to get off, but it's not that far off. But anyway, so oh wait, wrong one. Let me do this one. Okay, so the towers. So we have two Frederick towers. We have the five Longmont towers. One, two. I forgot to put five. Oh well. I usually put the numbers. So we have 2, 4, 5, which, like I said, this is very important because it could show her two other days that it looks like she took this I-25 route or she cut through here. Basically, the route where it could have pinged her in Frederick without meaning that she went to the Watts house. And I'll show you that. So you see those Longmont towers right by I-25. And then you got the Erie towers. So this kind of helps when you're looking through her phone bill if you kind of want to like put her where she's at because it'll show everything where she pinged. You'll see the Broomfield towers. That's kind of important. All these Broomfield ones, because that also shows in the morning when she's pinging in Broomfield and then pinging in Platteville that she probably took this route too, right? Because it'd be harder to ping in Broomfield over here, right? Not impossible, but pretty much because Broomfield's towers are all on the left side of the highway. So you see, that's why it's kind of important because it'll show some days that she really did take this route in the morning. So it's not true when people say that she never took that route. As far as from what we have, the data, it appears that she did from the towers. And you'll see why a lot of times it'll ping like in Denver, and you're like, wait, how's it Thornton and Denver? If you're familiar with like where Denver is, well, look, there's a Denver tower right here. like right like in North Glen, right there, North Glen, and then like I don't know, you'll see it all makes sense. Um, if you guys if you're familiar with her phone bill, if you went through it like that. And then you'll be able, the Brighton Towers are important and the Fort Lupton Towers are important because it shows you the days that it looks like she went this way, right? I also think I looked up Anadarko's and there's an Anadarko in Fort Lupton. So there's a couple times, remember when I was like, why is she in Fort Lupton for a couple hours? And then when I went for those 2 weeks previous where I didn't get to show you guys that time, um, she's there for like five, like all day one day in Fort Lupton on her way to work. And I'm like, why? And then she goes to Platteville. And I'm like, well, why is she in Fort Lupton? So I looked up and I think she must go to the Anadarko in Fort Lupton sometimes and work for like a few hours. Um, because I was like, what's in Fort Lupton? Is there Anadarko in Fort Lupton? And then, yeah, there is. So I think she does do that once in a while. Okay. Man, this is even hard to see, guys. Man, I took all this time making it, and it's hard to read for you guys, huh? Well, it helps me when I'm talking about it. I thought it would be helpful, but hopefully it will when we're going to her phone bill when I have to come back. Okay. 'Cause it took me like 3 hours to do. I hope you guys could see it good. Okay. So let's go to her phone bill now. And let me go to you guys. Am I making sense so far? Which map? The map of like the GPS and the I just did that again yesterday. The towers is current. I was trying to get like 2018 towers. I can't, and I'm gonna write some of the people because there's private towers. The ones in Frederick are like private. I have like their address and stuff for the towers. I'm gonna write them to see if they were there in 2018 to really make sure that what was there in 2018. But the only thing I could find of towers, like current towers where I have them all, is like the current towers. And yeah, the map is current. And then the other screenshots of the map that I showed at the last live, which is just the same thing. That actually was more a couple years ago when I did it. So, um, all right. Okay, Sheila. Well, even if there was only one Frederick Tower, doesn't make me change my mind because the two Frederick Towers are pretty close anyway. So it doesn't really make me change my mind. She just happened, and that makes more sense. Why did only ping one time on her way to work? Because she would have to been in that area and made a phone call, or somebody called her and knows that specific area while she's going to work. And so that only one other time was she in the area where it would ping to the Frederick Tower on her way to work, where it picked it up. That even makes actually a little bit more, it goes along with my my theory a little bit better, to be honest, having one, and the reason why it's only pinged one time. But remember, like I said, a lot of mornings she doesn't even make a call, or she doesn't make a call at that time, so it wouldn't ping at that. If she's going to work, how is it going to ping in Frederick if she either had to be going to work or on her way home to work? And usually on the way home to work, it looked like she did take the other route. From what we have, I mean, I'm not going to say every day, but from the data we have, definitely not every day because we don't have enough. Um, but yeah, so basically the month that we have leading up to the murders, it only pinged once in Frederick in the morning, because that's the only time when she was passing right through that perfect area that it pinged on her way to work at that time, and then she was going 25 too. Um, so But she did a couple times. It was Longmont, and you could see the Longmont towers are like right after. So she made a couple phone calls on the way to work, really close to the same time, but a little bit after, from as far as from where she was compared to work, because it pinged in the Longmont Tower. So she must have been a little bit further along, but the Longmont Towers would be the next one she would connect to. So there's a few that in Longmont too that she connected to, which shows that she did take that route to work a couple times on Monday. I'll show you. I'm pretty sure they're both on Monday. They're all, so it'd be like 3 Mondays. It shows. So Mondays, and so we have a month worth of bills. And if I'm remembering right, well, 3 of the Mondays, which maybe the other Monday we just don't have the information, but 3 of the Mondays show that she takes that route. And there must be something about taking that route on the way, taking 25 on Mondays. But let me make sure. I know for sure two, but I think the third one is on a Monday, but the third one might not be on a Monday. I know there's two on a Monday though that looks like 25. Let me see. Or maybe the other one was because it was Brighton, so I figured Brighton or Broomfield. So I figured that she took that route, Broomfield too. Because remember, Broomfield, if she pings on Broomfield on the way to work, she's going the I-25 way. If she pings on Brighton on the way to work, she's going the I-85 way. She pings Longmont, I-25, Fort Lupton, 85. Um, you know what I'm saying? Frederick, I-25. I mean, you kind of familiarize your when we're going through these phone bills, kind of remember that. So like when you're looking at it, you could kind of see. So Broomfield, uh, Frederick, and Longmont is on the left side. That's on the I-25 side. Brighton, Fort Lupton, um, those two. I guess those would be enough because I think those are the two important ones. That's when she's going I-85. Okay. So let's do this. Did you hear that MK was with Jim? I don't know. You mean oh, Sheila, yeah, I'm like, depending on how I'm going to ask you at the end, like if everybody followed, and if there are enough people that are confused, I might still do a recorded one. I just wanted to get something out of there since I had to trim out that when I explained it the first time. I just wanted to get something out, but maybe I will try to do a pre-recorded. It was going to take me a lot more time to edit and stuff. No, no, but that's not true. We only have a month before the murders. After the murders, you can't even go by because she didn't go to work after the murders. She went to work what, one day or a couple days, and everything would have changed that day, after that. So no, we do have a month after the murders, but what you could see she wasn't even at work. She was at the police station. She wasn't. You'll see. She didn't work. Remember? She stopped. She went home that next week. Was like, I think she called off sick, and then she ended up losing her job. And no, so yeah, we have 2 months, but the month after doesn't count because she wasn't even going to work the month after. So that's not true. You have to got to realize what we have and what it shows. So yeah. And I have those records, but I don't even think we can look through them, but it's really not that important because it's not showing anything as far as her way to work because she doesn't go to work. So I don't know what that could prove. Um, yeah, but Terry, our whole point is she's going through Frederick on her way to work. You could tell after that she was going to police station. She was stuck. She was more south. She didn't go up to Platteville at all. She lived in North Glen and Thornton, so she always stayed in Denver and Wheat Ridge, and you know what I'm saying. So she wouldn't even have went that far north to ping in Frederick. I mean, that wasn't her route. Like there would be no. You can't even compare those two really. Um, no, what I'm saying is we don't have just pings. We only have pings when she makes a call. So let me simplify it instead of confusing you about. All we have is we just could track her when she makes a call or somebody calls her. That's the only time if we have her pings. Maybe that's a simpler way to say it. So that's kind of what we don't have any of the other ones where you know how sometimes you could be like you could get somebody's GPS on their phone and you could be like, okay, so where did it ping last? Even without a phone call, but you could see what tower it was last at. We don't have that. We just have her phone bill where she made calls. Okay, so let's bring the phone bill up. Yeah, but not the only time she went I-25, because I could show you there's a couple days, and we can only show the other couple days that you'll see there's a lot of mornings she don't even make phone calls at the same time every morning. So how do we even compare? You know? You can't. I don't think that's a good argument. I mean, I know that is the argument everybody gives, but I just don't think it's if you really look at what everybody's saying, that it just I don't know. I don't feel like it's a very good one as far as but you don't really think that they what was I saying? That they looked at that if they had GPS, if they had the ones just to place her where because remember Kevin says in this interview we're going to come up to it maybe in part 3 we'll get to it where he says we want to track you. We want to know where you were. So you don't think that they checked any possible way that they could track her? I don't know why they didn't release it all, but okay. And there was one other time in Frederick, but it doesn't count. It was when she actually was at the house at Pinged in Frederick. Oh, I don't even need these. Um, it was Remember, it was the 14th when they must have both been off and they went to that museum or whatever. And she was at his house. Oh, that is the beginning. Okay. Okay. So this day she does no work that day. That's the 14th. That's the day she was with Chris. The 15th, it will be a Saturday, so that doesn't really count in what we're trying to figure out. We're just trying to figure out the argument if where did she what like did she only take I-25 that time? Where was she? And that's kind of what I'm showing you here. So the 15th is Saturday. Or wait, this is Friday. See, I have them marked. So July 14th of 2018, that's Friday. Okay, so July 15th, that'd be Saturday. July 16th is Sunday. So it does look like, hold on, let me make sure here that I did that one right. I always want to make sure if something is like, wait, is that right? Because before okay, so 2018, July 14th. Okay, shoot, I wrote it wrong. July 14th is Saturday. That makes more sense. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm going to correct it right here. All right, I'll be right there, guys. Okay. 1 second. And then you guys take out your calendar if you want to like double check of, all the phones you could do. You could go back to 2018 if you want to check. So it starts July 14th. And then July 14th is Saturday. July 15th is Sunday. Remember, July 14th is the day that she went to his house. Okay. Or they went to that thing. Hold on. Let me just correct this real quick, guys. Hold on. Just make sure everything's ready. Saturday, or that's Sunday. July. Just makes it easier to have it right there when we look at it, what it is. Okay. July 15th is Sunday. July 16th is Monday. Okay. Let me write this down. All right, let me make sure. Hold on. July 16th is Monday. July 17th is Tuesday. Okay. Yeah, I had that right. Okay. I just want to make sure I have everything else right. Wednesday, yeah. 19th is Thursday. Yeah. Okay. I just had that. The first one I wrote it wrong. Okay. It's Monday. Okay. Let me share my screen. Sorry. All right. Okay, so we're going to go up. So we have it starting July 14th is what the phone records we have. In this coffee, I use different cream today. I use hazelnut. I'm not liking it that much. I miss my French vanilla. Okay. So July 14th is that day they went to that. I'm pretty sure it's when they went to that. Was it the museum? The car museum? Or was it the racetrack or whatever? That they did that thing and then she went back to his house. And you see that is the only other time she pings the Frederick. She's probably calling him on her way to, like, maybe when she got to his house or whatever. Okay, so now the 15th is Sunday, so we're not gonna look. I mean, if you guys could check it out, like, but that's not important from what I'm trying to say, but that's Sunday. You could see. I just highlighted the mornings because that's what I was kind of interesting. I want to show. Actually, let me make this a little bit bigger. I want to show that it does look like that what if okay when people bring up the argument, "Oh, she just pinged on her way to work," people say, "Well, well, then that's the only day that she or yeah, it's the only day in that month that she went that way." So I'm putting out the morning so I show you that there are a couple days that it does look like she went that way, and then a couple, and we can only show a couple days that she went the other way. The other days we can't show. So I'm just pointing out the mornings. But just trust me, there is no other day she hold on a second, let me make sure. Do I have them all? All right, hold on. Can you guys see this or is this too small? Can you read it okay? Or no? I don't even know if I could zoom it in. Shoot. I hope you can. Let me see. If you can, I'll try to figure out a way. There's got to be a way to zoom it in, but I want you to be able to read it with me because sometimes I talk so fast, and if I can see it fine. Okay, it's good. Okay, okay, you guys can see it. All right, cool. Um, okay, so July 14th. So 15th, where are we at? Monday. Here's the Monday. So we have Monday. So basically, this is the first day we have where we could kind of show, okay, what did she do on her way to work? But can we really know? Because she only makes one call or gets one call in the morning at 5:01. Chris calls her and she's still in Thornton. And then at 1:01, it pings in Platteville. So the originate, remember, this is the destination. This is where it would like is where we would put her. So this side doesn't really matter as far as where we're trying to figure out she is, okay? So she went to work that day. Looks like she comes home and I don't know. We can't really tell much from that day, but just Chris called her at 5:01 a.m. So this would be, I'm trying to think, where would Chris, the timeline of the lot where on the 16th, where was he? Man, I'm a little rusty on all the other details because it's been so long since I've covered it. Somebody text on the July 16th. What day did he go to North Carolina again? They went, he would have been home from North Carolina by then, right? Remind me. I used to know it all, but like I said, it's been what, over a year since I've went through all these the details of everything. Okay. So, but that's really not what I'm trying to show here anyway. Um, but I know people will ask. That's why I'm asking. So at least people have something to compare it to. Okay, so the 17th incoming. Okay, so this is the one where it's on a Tuesday. Okay. July 17th is a Tuesday. She's in Thornton, and then she pings at Longmont at 6:20. So it looks like she probably did go that route on this July 17th. She probably did go that route um, to on 25 because she pinged in Longmont. Remember, Longmont, the towers are here, 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 here. So she would be either here or making noises. Sorry, but so it does look like that Tuesday she went this route. And it's pretty early again, right? So she's pinging in Longman at 6:20. She pinging at Frederick, what, like at 6:14 or something? Does that make sense? It's about heading about around a few minutes difference, or maybe not, because if maybe it pinged right up here in Longmont or right up here in Longmont. So, 5, 6 more minutes, that's 6:20. So it looks like it's about the same time she's heading to work that day. That Tuesday, July 17th. Are you guys following to ping on one of these Longmont towers? Because the Frederick one, what time was the Frederick one was, hold on, now I forget what time the one the famous Frederick ping, 6:16. Okay. So the one that everybody talks about is the 6:16 one, but you see, like, where is this? Is it, yeah, no, sorry, I went too far. This one. No, I went too far. Here it is. This one, Tuesday. So you see, it's about the same time. She's going to work around the same time. 6:16. but that was in Frederick. So 4 or 5 more minutes would put her in the Longmont area. So it's about the same time she's heading to work on that Tuesday. So that's not that abnormal for her to be in Frederick on her way to work at that early and go to 25 because she was going 25 that time. From what it shows, I would be willing to guess, or what in my opinion, she was going I-25. She was going on 25 that Tuesday on our way to work. Okay. So then the next day we have the 18th, which is what? Wednesday. You see, he's the one calling her, but it stops. It stops like 2 weeks before the murders. There is no call in the morning. So that's another thing. Everybody's like, that was the only day they didn't talk in the morning. No, it stopped like 2 weeks before the murders. They didn't, the calls in the morning stopped. The only call in the morning between them was like on a Saturday, that Sunday morning before. That was the only one. But besides that, the calls had stopped. So that's not, there's not anything weird that it's like it was a break in a habit just that day, because no, they weren't for some reason. But that would be interesting. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I got to refresh my memory of where they were, where Chris was in the matter in the from the middle of July to the end of August. He did call her in the morning, and then he just stopped the 2 weeks leading up to it. Okay, so anyway, 5:15 and Thornton. So she's on her, well, we can't tell because if she was at home, she would probably ping in Thornton. So we don't know what time she really left. We just know that she's in Platteville at by 7:50. So she's at work by 7:50 that day. But she could have been there earlier. We don't know. She didn't make a phone call in between 5:50 and 7:50. You know what I'm saying? And so it shows, but she could have been there for a whole hour before that. We don't know. But okay. So that's, are you guys following? I hope. So this is Thursday. Okay, so this is another one that I think she took 25 because it's pinging in Broomfield. Remember I told you, remember Broomfield is on this side. So she's Thornton, and then at 6:20 Broomfield. So I think she's on her way to work. And I think, oh no, this is on the way home. Never mind. Yeah. I was going to say something else, but no, yeah, I think she went to work another, what day is this? Thursday. So I think this Thursday she went to work on I-25 too, because I mean, I'm guessing because look, this is the I-25 route, and Broomfield Towers are right here. They're all right here on the left side of I-25. So it'd be kind of hard to ping if she's going this route all the way on the left side of I-25. So I think that Thursday she went I-25 or 25, sorry, she went this route right here on the way to work, which is the same route of if she would bring in Frederick. Looks like she got off to a little bit later start, but you know, looks like they kind of have like freedom where they get, sometimes they have to go a little bit earlier, sometimes they, a matter of an hour or 20 minutes. I mean, you'll see, because some days it looks like she gets there an hour early or a half hour early or half, just it must be how their schedule works. Okay, so this is Friday. This one, I don't know. It does, she looks, either she got to work really late, or this one actually looks like, no, we don't know though, because that's just on the way home, huh? I'm not sure about this one. Why she in Longmont she pings all the way to 9:28:25. So I don't know. I should have looked if there's an Anadarko in Longmont. Maybe there is. Maybe she stopped there. I don't know. But and then you could tell because then she's pinging. So after work, it looks like she heads more farther north, or she went to a different location to begin with that day or something. Not sure, because Fort Collins is even farther north. So yeah, not sure what she did that day. And then this day is what? Sunday. So Sunday, yeah, we're not gonna, it's not important for at least what I'm trying to say with this. So Monday, here's the Monday. Oh, so here's another one where I think on a Monday she took 25 because she pings in Broomfield at 7. So it looks like she's getting a little bit of a later start that day, actually. So let's see, Broomfield. Well, she could have actually been like right here. But you see, it'd be hard like to be pinging in Broomfield when she's over on this route. So it looks like she did take this route that day too. So you see, we could place her more taking this route on the way to work more than this route, to be honest. But then on the way home, it looks like we could show her going more this way. But that's just with the data we have, though. You know, but that's what everybody's working with. So for them to keep saying that, that's just it doesn't seem true for people to keep saying she never took that route because it looks like we could prove she took that route more than the other route on the way to work. Okay, so 24th is what? Tuesday, but we can't really tell because she just pings in Thornton. Thornton is where she would ping, at her house. It could ping there, so we don't know what time she left. She could have just been still at her house when Chris called her. Okay, so then this one we don't know because it's only one. Wednesday, it's only one. Thursday. This one, actually, you know what? Let me bring up the Gilchrist. Hold on. Let me bring up this map. I had the map up here so I could see where that's at, and now I could. So yeah, Gilchrist is and Johnstown is actually more north. So there must be something she does farther up north. There's probably another location she goes to for her work, or if there's another Anadarko site or whatever up north, because it's past where her work is. She looks like she was up there, and then so up in the morning she went up there, and then she went back down to Platteville. So she kind of drives around. I mean, does a little bit of traveling sometimes. That's Saturday. This is Monday. Oh, this is another one where it shows that she took 25 Monday. This is the one of the example I was saying where, no, this is this third example where it looks like she is going to work around the same time. That early, I mean, on Mondays and on 25. So Monday again, on Monday, taking 25 in Broomfield. Because remember, can you guys read these? Oh wait, I don't have my other page up. I hope you could read these, but the Broomfield towers. And even if some of the towers were a little bit different, it still shows you the areas of where Broomfield is and where typically the towers are going to be. They're probably not going to be that much different now. You know what I'm saying? So it still kind of correlates with where the location of the cities are. So it still is a good example to use, whether there are a few different ones. But yeah, Broomfield's over here. So yeah, this is another Monday. I think she took this route. And it was, early on her getting work early, just like that day, that Monday of the murders. Okay, so and then July 31st. See, here's one of those days she stays in Fort Lupton she gets there. So 8:22 it pings, and it's still pinging in Fort Lupton at 1:22. So she's there all day, and then it goes to Platteville. So sometimes she did go back. She went up further to Platteville, and there is Anadarko in Fort Lupton. So I think she goes there. She went there that day. Another one where it pings in Broomfield early on her way to work, which shows that most likely she's taking 25 again to work. Do you see how there's so many more times it's showing that? And then this is Wednesday. Okay. So then, oh, this is the one. Oh, yes. This is the one I wanted to show you where, yes. Okay. So this is the same day, right? This is the one I want to show you where it looks like sometimes she does take that cut. She might take that little cut through because in Broomfield, which it looks like she's going up 25, right? And then she goes to Fort Lupton, and that's when she's there for a couple hours because she's probably at the Anadarko. But so that means she did the little cut through. So she went up 25, which that one would still ping her in Frederick if she was it could ping her in Frederick if, if she made that phone call at that time, um, if she took that route too. But you'll see here, I'll bring it up. Right here, because Fort Lupton is over here. So she probably just went, does this go straight? Straight through. Hold on. Or maybe she took this route over here. Man, I wish this was the real map. So when I zoom in hold on, let me get the real map. When you zoom in and then the streets pop out or whatever, so you could see them. But this is just like a thing I made. So that's why it's not doing that. I just made it. Okay, hold on. Let me do it over here. Okay, let me see what that road is so we could see if, oh yeah, that's what it was. It's 52. She could take right over to Fort Lupton. Or yeah, I guess it could be the other way too. And it goes right to 85, the one that has the cut through. But I'd be willing to guess she took the 52. So for some reason she likes to go 25 in the mornings. Looks like she went to 25 and then probably took 52 to cut over, because then she goes to Fort Lupton. Okay, so what else do we got? So then she ends up going back to Platteville. So now now it's going to show where Chris stops calling her. There's no phone calls in the morning on her way to work from Chris. So the last one was what? Where was it? Let me find it real quick. Right here. The incoming Tuesday. Is there another one though? No, it's right here. There's one. July 31st. But that's not on the way to work. I'm talking about in the morning. It's the last call. Don't misquote. Oh, let me correct myself. Not the last call between them at all, but the last call on her way to work, because people were saying that was the only time she didn't call him on the way to work that day. But no, the 2 weeks leading up to it. And we're going to show that coming up now. Wait, where are we? Okay. So I'm trying to just give you the last call that he made in the morning. It looks like the 31st, right? Did he call her this? Yeah, the 31st looks like the last time but what day is this? Because that's really early. He called, and it looks like it says Tuesday. This probably wasn't even on her way to work. It was before work. I don't even think she was on her way yet. If you actually pay attention to those, a lot of those ones, it looks like it's probably even before she left for work. So I think it was was it the days he was over and he would just leave, probably went and let the dog out or something. And then I don't know. I have to look at my dates again as far as the time frame. So we'll do that another time, because there's different things to look at through this to kind of analyze, but right now we're just kind of doing the routes for today. Okay. So next so just pay attention though, they don't talk on the way to work anymore. That's my whole point. So we have Friday, August 3rd. We just have the one in Platteville. It looks like that means she would already have been at work by 7:50, but we don't know what time she left. This is Saturday. So Sunday, which we don't need to really look through that for what I'm trying to show. And then this is Thursday. It looks like she's already at work by 7:41, but I don't know what time she left. That was because she didn't make a call. So basically the last couple days she didn't make a calls in the morning. Look, she didn't make any. So she's not always using the phone in the morning, right? And it's not like she's going to always use the phone like the exact same time when she's going right through that small little part of Frederick where it makes sense that it only pinged one time in 2 weeks or in a month, because she doesn't call this. She doesn't do it all the same every morning. It's not like she has a consistent thing she does every morning. So August 10th is what? Friday, yeah. So it just shows who knows when she left for work, but The first time we see that, she got a phone call or made a phone call was at 9:05 that morning, and she's already at work. That's the same with the day before and the day before that, and then Sunday, we don't care for what we're trying to do, but that's that Sunday where I said it's the only morning in these next 2 weeks that they do talk, but it's not on our way to work, that's Sunday. And we know Sunday she wasn't with him. Sundays, remember she went to work out, at least that's what she says, and then she went to that museum with her dad and her sister, and then Chris went to that, birthday party Sunday. So here is the ping that everybody's talking about Monday, and then that's all we have, okay? So, I could show you after, but it's not that interesting for what we're talking about, like, the month after the phone records. It doesn't really. Here, I have it right here. But I mean, you what are we comparing? It's she did so many different things. She, like, she took that week off of work, and then she lost her job, and then she was going to the police stations to do interviews, and, probably everything was different, but this is it. If any I mean, is there anything you guys wanna specifically see after? Well, I mean, we have it, but hold on, let me see what the chat's saying real quick. I haven't got to look at it in a minute. I ain't buying a sister. Yeah, a lot of people I know, a lot of people probably aren't. That you guys want her to be there so bad. Oh, thanks. Okay, that makes me feel good. Um, I'm just checking in what you guys are saying. Let's see. Pings occur when phone switches from one. Yes, they do, but not we don't have that information. Yeah, they do. When it does, it'll do it to make a connection, but we just have the phone records of when she makes calls or receives calls. I hope law enforcement has that so they could see. I hope they either have that or they have of a log of when she got to work that day or that they talked to her supervisor, and I hope they do have that because it would have happened before, so hopefully they were. But he said, I mean, you'll see in the interview when we do the next part, Kevin says we want to make sure, so that's on his mind, and he wants to make sure that she was where she said she was. And remember, she goes, yeah, you could have it, do whatever you want. When he brings that part up, she's really willing. She's not as like closed off as like the texts and stuff that makes her nervous, but when he brings that up, he's like, we just want to make sure that where you're at, like that you're not anywhere near this when it happens. And she's really open with that, at least from what I read. It seems like she's like, oh yeah, I have that. Like that part doesn't make her nervous because she knows she wasn't there that morning, in my opinion. But we haven't got to that part in the interview yet. I think we should get it. Well, either because I think we have at least two more parts to finish it. So at least in the next couple parts, we'll get to that part. Um, but so you're not gonna. What my question is you're not gonna just look at the map, look at her past things that show that she took that route, and you're not gonna and to actually look at the different routes, and you're not gonna just use common sense and be like, oh yeah, that's a good route. I would take it. That's hey, on the days, especially, traffic or I mean, even any reason, why wouldn't you take that sometimes? Did you see the map? Are you really I'm confused why just because a creator said that you're just like discounting what you see. Don't just look at the information and then make up your mind because I don't that just doesn't that's not a good argument just because a one person says that. Look at the information yourself. You know? I lived there for 9 years, but I also showed you, like, even if I didn't live there, you could look and you could be like, "Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't you take that route sometimes?" And then, "Oh, yeah, look, if that is what we're going by, if we're gonna hold all of like, we're gonna put so much um, importance on these phone records, right? Then we have to put them on all of the records. We have to look at all of them, not just the Frederick. And did you not just see that it looks like we could prove more times that she took 25 on the way to work than we could prove the other way from what I just showed you. Yeah, there's a lot of days we can't tell because we don't have enough records, but what we do have, I could show you from what we have, I could prove that there's more times that she took it from the information we have, if I'm making sense. I hope that came out right. So, I mean, I hope you look at it again. And it is a really normal route. I'm not sure why. I think whoever says that just wants her to be there so much that they're just ignoring the fact that all those routes are perfectly fine. Seems like every time I put it in, that's always the fastest one. Now there's probably gonna be times depending on traffic, it might not come up, but every time I've searched, it's always came out the fastest, I feel like. Um, anyway. What's a new map? A map is a map. The highways don't change. I'm confused what you're s what why you k everybody keeps saying that. What would have changed as far as the roads? I mean, they didn't just take away a highway or put it I mean, I don't understand that argument really. I had a map my first screenshots were from a couple of years ago, so it was more current, that more close to the time, and then that's when I showed in the first live, well, I cut it out, but, like, last week or a couple yeah, it would be last week. But then I just did a current one just because, I don't know, it's not the roads are the same. Yeah, the towers, but the tow I don't know, maybe you just didn't hear, I'm not gonna explain it again with the towers. The towers all correlate with the city that they're in, so it's like, yeah, maybe some of them might have changed a little bit, but they're not gonna change that much, they're all gonna be pretty much in the same areas as far as relatively in the same areas. I mean, Longmont's Longmont. Longmont's not moving anywhere. Broomfield doesn't it hasn't moved. It's still in the same spot. Frederick is still in the same spot. So the towers are gonna kind of correlate. Oh, Broomfield Tower. So they're gonna be in Broomfield. Oh, Frederick Towers are gonna be in Frederick. So it's we could still look at it and make some sense out of it without having the for sure exact towers that were there in 2018. And probably a lot of them are the same. There's probably a lot of new ones because 5G, but I try to, like, not pick the 5G tower, so hopefully, because there was a map that just picked 5G, and I didn't do those ones because I knew that we didn't have 5G back then. So, I don't know. Sorry, I'm just looking at chat real quick. Wow, I'm really behind in chat. Hold on, I'm just trying to get current with chat. So I was responding to really old messages. I apologize. I didn't realize I was so far behind. Trying to, like, get down. You guys have been chatting a lot. Great. So those were probably times before I explained it the first time. I apologize. Those were old comments. Maybe that was before I originally explained it. So if it was, I apologize. I didn't realize I was that far behind on chat. Okay, thanks, C Brown. But I just made sure I didn't pick 5G. So it wasn't like I was looking at towers that had to be 5G. So, but thank you for clearing that up. Um, okay, so the only thing that can be gleaned from the ping is that it occurred. I truly wish there was more there. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Demon Child. So, um, hey, Mez, crocheting in the house, Mama Mia in the house. Bella in the house. Gigi, Terry. I guess I'll read that article. It's really not that big of a deal, like, but it kind of has some interesting things. Hold on, let me read this. It's just this article I found about pings and about how it does usually. Um, wait, where? Hold on one second. I get my. Get to this one. Yeah, let's see. It just says most of the time it will do it the closest one, but depending on there are exceptions when there's certain things like if it's like overly busy, it could go out to another one, or if there's like a well, I don't know. Here, I'll read it and show you. It's kind of interesting. Um, Did you know your cell phone and cell phone company, for that matter, has the ability to track your every movement? Sure, maybe you did, but did you know how or why this is possible? If not, I will break down the basics for you. What is a call detail record? Cell phone companies keep call detail records or CDRs for every cell phone associated with their network. A call detail record is legal proof of a service provided and essentially the technical roadmap of a phone call or text message. How is a call detail record obtained? An account holder can always request their own call detail records with notarized letter. But what about others, such as law enforcement? Well, that is where things get interesting. Prior to the United States Supreme Court decision in Carpenter versus United States, and this looks like this is from 2018, huh? Anyway, the police could obtain an individual's call detail record without a warrant, but with a court order. The difference between the two being the standard. Oh, remember? And he even said that. Wait, how did he word that, Kevin Kovac? I was gonna play some clips from that, but I was like, no, from the interview when he says stuff about wanting to see where she was at the time, but I think I'll just wait till we actually get to it when me and Bella do it. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. She didn't take the route that often though. Did that day with the phone call the night before. Can't see what you talking about. That's Oh no, she did. I showed at least I'm estimating one. I think like 4 other times that she took it from what I just showed because there was a couple that connected to Longmont and then the 2 that connected for Broomfield. Estimation, I think that I show estimating like 4 other times that she took it on the way to work. That 25 in the month that we have. That's just a month that we have before leading up. That's all. I mean, we don't have anything before that. But that's not I mean, she did take it once in a while, so but we don't even know those other days. Maybe she even took it more than that, but just that we could show because when she made phone calls and at what times. But okay, so where are we at? Let's under the old interpretation, the police could obtain an individual CDR when they offer specific articulable facts showing that there are reasonable grounds to believe that the records sought are relevant and material to the ongoing criminal investigation. However, so they can only obtain an individual CDR with a showing of probable cause as required by the Fourth Amendment, unless an exception applies. And we know she just said, you'll hear on the interview, she actually said, you could have it as far as the GPS or the records to show where she was at. Oh, how long are they retained? They come down to the provider, Verizon, which that's who she had, keeps an individual subscriber information or user information for 7 to 10 years. They also keep call history for 7 years. So that means they still have that, right? However, subscribers' call history with tower location information is only retained by Verizon on a rolling 12-month basis. Ooh, that's not good. Similarly, text message information is only retained for 3 to 10 days. Finally, Verizon only keeps the precise location of the phone, which is coordinated using GPS for approximately 8 days as it relates to the criminal investigation. Burner phone. Okay, so how does this all work? This is the big question. How does this all work? Let's start. Okay, hold on. I just wanted to show you the part about the tower. How does a phone choose a tower? A cell phone connects to the nearest tower. However, if a phone were to be perfectly between two cell towers, I can't even talk, between two cell phone towers or equidistant, this is no way to know why one tower was picked over the other tower. Can a further tower be chosen over a closer tower? Yes, this can be due to an occlusion or something blocking the signal, such as a mountain or a really tall building. It also can be due to the fact that all the channels on the close tower are busy, but resulting in the phone choosing a different tower. So it does happen. Um, I don't know, but I just wanted to read that part that it doesn't always go to the closest one. It usually does, but there could be other exceptions sometimes when it doesn't. Okay. So, how's everybody doing? What's everybody think? Thanks, Marge. I know, I'm just chilling at the lake. Uh, um, thank you. Oh, thanks, Linda. Insanely all good night. Are you going to bed insanely confused, or are you saying good night to someone else? I don't want to think I still think what he did was wrong. What he did, yeah. Are you talking about Chris? Yeah, what he did was wrong. I agree. Oh, thanks, Elizabeth. Oh, wait, that's the one. Wow, I went back up. I'm behind now. Well, thank you, Elizabeth, again. Oh my lordy. Um, okay. Upcoming. I don't know. I feel like wow, I feel like I thought I had more to share, but I guess that was all. Um, I wish the phone ping thing was a little bit easier to read. I could read it fine, but I feel like you guys probably can't because it is really helpful when you're going through her phone records to see what route she was taken by the towers and stuff, um, or by the areas. So so I used it a lot, but like I don't know if you guys will have any use for it. Oh, how did that keep getting up there? Trying to take everything down. Trying to think if yeah, I guess that's all, guys. Anything you guys want to talk about for a few minutes? I know, I feel like I don't really, I think because I was planning on maybe showing a couple of those clips of that interview, but I don't have it ready. Maybe that's why I was thinking it was gonna take longer. Thanks, Holly. Thank you guys for coming. I hope everybody's not Annika was there and she was there, I bet 10 wow. Um, I explained it at least that you guys aren't more confused after leaving. Uh, I know most of you still are going strong that NK was there, but I don't know. I just don't see it yet. There's nothing that is convincing me of it yet. Okay, so I think I am gonna end it because I don't really have anything else to share about this specific stuff. And Kay would have rock, and she would hold it to the sky, and she had the crystals also. I think it's yeah. I mean, that was the thing that came out with like the Cheryl and Cadle, and yeah. I mean, that was a thing that supposedly she did with her what was it, her grandma or grandpa or something. She would talk to her, and but some people are like that. I mean, you know, everybody has their own beliefs. At YouTube side, Bella? What do you mean? Is there some hold on. I'm not sure. At YouTube side. Like at the chat at YouTube? Look at YouTube side. I am. What am I looking? Oh, Gina. Thank you. Member for 16 months. Wow. Thanks, Gina B. Yeah. Thanks for all your time dedicated to research. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Crochet and Bammy, member for 2 months. Thank you, Crochet and Bammy. I wish I could put them up on the screen, but it doesn't, StreamYards don't let you. Thank you, though. Wow. All right, guys, I think I am going to end it. I hope that at least I explained. Oh, another one, ships. Thank you, KLM. 7 months. Wow, you guys. Oh, I do want to do something. I knew I was forgetting something. I want to show you guys the quilt for the giveaway that's coming up. Diana, so Gailey and Diana did a little collab on this quilt that they basically are donating to do a giveaway for the channel. It's I guess so Gailey did like the top, and then Diana Wright quilted it all, like stitched it or whatever. And then there's a video of Diana kind of making it. So I want to play that. So it's going to be a giveaway for the members, but I think I'm going to make it because it's valued at like $2,000, I guess. The quilt. I mean, they're really good at their quilts. So it's a pretty high value little gift, or not little gift, pretty high value gift. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a giveaway. It's going to be between the 2 top tiers of members. I'm going to probably not pick the winner for a couple weeks. So you guys have time if you want to be entered in the giveaway. But let me get the video of her making it real quick. 1 second. I'll play it for you. Put this in so I could hear. Okay. So if you guys are like quilts and you're interested, she made me 2 and they're amazing. The one that has my banner. And then there's another one. So all right. I probably won't play the whole thing. I'll just play a little bit of it. I'll play a little bit of it for multiple lives so people could kind of see. Okay.
Continuous free motion quilt and ruler in a 9 patch.
I'm kind of just skipping through some of it, but I mean, you can see how much work goes into it. Like each stitch. I mean, look at that. That's so cool. So yeah, if you guys are interested, I'm gonna pick the winners from the top 2 tiers of my memberships. Normally I do all members, but since this is such a high value, I feel like I'll do it. I've never done one just like for specific tiers, so I think I'm gonna do the top 2 tiers. I mean, that's so cool to watch, actually. Kind of relaxing. The copacetic quiller, if you guys want to subscribe to her and watch her videos. I don't think she's in chat today, but she's a mod here. She's usually here, but she had plans tonight. Wow, that's so cool. All right, guys. So I'll play more of it next time and stuff, but isn't it? Oh wait. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. All right, guys. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.